Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with Jack Rackham, and today, well, yeah, I figured I'd hop back on here. This one's on Innocent III. Apparently he calls him the Genocidal Pope. Alright, I guess there's a reason for that, but might as well see what happened. So be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's check it out.
At the beginning of the 13th century, the Christian world was facing a threat it had never seen before. From the Bosphorus to southern France, cities were sacked and looted, sacred relics stolen, cathedrals turned to rubble, and as many as 20,000 Christians lost their lives in a single day. And the man responsible was the Pope.
Oh boy. Guessing there's a reason for that. So let's hear the context. You know how this goes.
Innocent is a man with a plan to expand that began with a span of land in Germanic hands. The Hohenstaufen family of Holy Roman Emperors has been trying to make their secular Germanic kingdom at least slightly Roman by laying claim to Rome, but Innocent isn't having it. In an effort to stop them from going full Habsburg, he takes the young, recently orphaned Frederick Hohenstaufen, cuts off Sicily from the Holy Roman Empire, gives it to Freddie, and tells the HRE find somebody new. So the HRE holds an election. England supports a chap named Otto. The Pope also supports Otto and excommunicates anyone who doesn't, because Prince Philip the alternative is a Hohenstaufen, and nobody likes Hohenstaufens. Except for the French king, also named Philip, who declares, "Come hell or high water, Philips stick together."
Thanks,
Bite
Philip.
me, England. So now the entire kingdom of France is excommunicated, I guess. But even with God ostensibly against them, Philip and Philip prevailed, until some rando conveniently murdered Philip Hohenstaufen in his sleep. In the end, it didn't make much difference, because someone feeds Otto after midnight, he marches on Rome, and tries to take over Sicily. So the Pope has no choice but to pull Frederick out of his back pocket, make an awkward alliance with France, and declare war on Otto and England. I don't know about you, but I'm getting flashbacks to the League of Cambrai. Thankfully...
Yeah, long story on that. I think if I remember correctly, the, that whole thing was... there was a lot going on. Church and state kind of had a hard time separating. Like, nowadays we could do it, but back then, yeah, church and politics kind of went hand in hand a lot. You know? I mean, if you remember the James I, you know, that video? Yeah, basically, this is the first one, I guess, but you'll understand more as we watch the video.
This war only lasts long enough for one papal flip-flop, and Frederick takes the reins of the HRE. And to avoid this sort of thing happening again, Innocent lays down some rules where the Pope gets final say over who gets to be in charge. Continuing with the theme of attacking people you previously defended, Pope Questionable wants another crusade, since the last one was a bit of a flop. Not just that, but he taxes all of Western Europe, but mostly France, to fund the endeavor. I'm not just calling.
To be fair, France attacked you first, so they gotta pay the...
I'm going to organize it myself. I claim full responsibility, for this will be my eternal legacy. It was the Fourth Crusade. He led the Fourth Crusade. If you're a fan of history, you probably know the Fourth Crusade, but I can't not talk about the biggest bumble of the Middle Ages. So now...
here we go.
It went like this. Egypt had taken Jerusalem, so France and the HRE are gonna go beat up Egypt, but they need boats. Venice has boats. Venice has boats for days. But the Crusaders ordered way too many boats, and now they can't pay because not enough people showed up. Don't worry, says Venice. We'll give you our boats if you go beat up Zara.
And...
whoa, we're
we're allies here, what the hell?
I want this. Ego Wolo.
What?
And they ransack the entire city. Then, while they're spending winter on the rubble, a message comes from Constantinople. Hey, banished prince here. Looks like you guys are strapped on cash. Come to Constantinople, put me in charge. I'll hook you up good, okay?
Uh-oh. Is that a fucking guitar?
Just like that, they sack Constantinople. Turns out, that prince they helped out can't pay them, even after melting down the city's priceless relics and selling off the gold and silver. So the Crusaders stick around, waiting for the money to come. Within 2 months, they'd already burned down the city. Again. Then the prince-turned-emperor dies, and the new emperor comes out and tells them, look, we can't afford to take care of the 20% of our population that's now homeless, much less pay you off, so get lost.
And third time?
City on fire for a third time and decide, screw it, it's ours now. Constantinople is a Crusader state.
Ooh.
So,
whoops.
Word gets back to Pope Negligent. What the hell did you do?
Yeah,
what the hell did you do? You're all excommunicated. This is unacceptable. It's a shame I can't do anything about it. Oh well, better go establish some dioceses. But to his credit, he genuinely had no knowledge of the event until after it happened. He benefited from the situation, but he didn't intentionally launch a crusade against Christians.
Yeah, that was more local politics, as he saw, literally saw him started with too many boats to ransack the city to pay back for the boats, and then just break Constantinople to, well, boom, 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 boom. Sheesh. Like, you'd think they would have planned better for this, but nope. Anyone could apparently just join up. And again, there was the People's Crusade from during the very first Crusade, so they pretty much just let anyone crusade back in the day. Jesus. Oh boy. Anyway.
For another 5 years until he literally did exactly that.
What did they do?
This is where the story gets real crazy. Southern France, northern Aragon area, there were a group of Christians called the Cathars. Now, they were Gnostics, so their beliefs were pretty out there, but not unheard of. If you want more info, check out this video by Religion for Breakfast. It's brilliant. But basically, they thought everything worldly and material was evil, everything spiritual was good. One of the reasons this didn't sit well with the Catholic Church was because the Cathars believed that Old Testament God was basically Satan, since he made all the icky physical world stuff. But Jesus still checked out with them, and New Testament God was totally A-okay. So the Catholics weren't
so basically
fans,
just
and the Cathars,
all about
for
the
their
New
part,
Testament.
didn't really want to be part of the Catholic Church anyway. But there was one big problem in trying to crusade against the Cathars, which they figured out when trying to purge the town of Béziers.
Here we go.
Sir, how are we supposed to tell which ones are Cathars?
That's a good question.
Better kill everybody just to be safe. And
Wait,
in
what?
proud Crusader fashion, they burned down the entire town, cathedral and all. I mean, we're talking somewhere between angry Genghis Khan and Sodom and Gomorrah levels of destruction.
Yikes,
here,
even
if
Genghis Khan is
temporary
like,
sources are
I
to
don't
be
want to deal
believed.
with these guys.
Take a second and imagine if tomorrow the Pope decided, that's it, no more Mormons, and napalm Salt Lake City. Makes barring Jews from public office and making
the church will never survive that scandal.
Positively tame in comparison. And then Pope Malevolent releases a bunch of new laws, which was actually pretty significant. I just don't have time to go over all of them. But basically, he was declaring to Christians throughout Europe, I'm still the boss of you. Plus, he got transubstantiation sorted out and put an end to trial by ordeal. Yeah,
thanks.
All right, credit where credit is due. Then he started organizing another crusade, this
fifth
time
one?
with the notable exclusion of Venice. At this point, who
bye,
knows
Benny.
which city is going to be cremated? Maybe it'll be Jerusalem, maybe it'll be Stockholm, who knows? But before he got the chance to find out, he caught a fever and died.
My innocence.
Hey,
Yikes. You gotta feel bad for these guys, or at least the Pope in this case, got yikes. Oy, oy, oy. I mean, you gotta feel bad for these guys. Well, at least the Pope. Like, he didn't really do it on purpose until the Cathars came along, but again, you gotta feel bad since, a lot of times they were just trying to stop the other kings from taking over, Anyway, let me know what you guys think of it as a third Genocidal Pope or just misunderstood. Let me know. Till next time, like, subscribe for more. Matty.